It's Tuesday morning on the Football Spy Show, sponsored by our friends at the Car Giant Renner. We're live and interactive every morning, so if you'd like to get in touch, email us at spy@mirror.co.uk, tweet us at footballspy, at MirrorFootball, or at Darren, and of course you can get in touch via YouTube later this morning. But we start, as ever, with the transfers. Today we start with the Daily Mirror, because you can go to the MirrorFootball website for details of David Beckham's decision to stay at LA Galaxy, which is perhaps linked to PSG's decision not to sign him. But in the Mirror itself, we're going to start with Fulham. Bobby Zamora and Martin Yos made a £10 million bid for the 27-year-old Catania striker Maxi Lopez. That's bad news for Zamora, with Moussa Dembele and Brian Ruiz already ahead of him at Craven Cottage. Here's a story. Zamora faces £10 million low blow. Lopez is 27. He's a big man at 6'3", and you'd think he's being brought in to do exactly the job that Zamora is doing at the moment. We've got some quotes in the story from the sporting director at Catania. He's a chap called Pietro Lamonaco. He says, "I can confirm strong interest from England for Maxi Lopez, and indeed there is a Fulham offer." Fulham fans, your reaction please. I'd be fascinated to know what Chelsea fans think of this story. It's on the MirrorFootball website, and it's about the Bolton defender Gary Cahill. He wants £100,000 a week plus guaranteed regular first-team football to move to Chelsea. The word is that he's none too keen on the move to Stamford Bridge, and he's placing as many obstacles in the way as possible. With injuries to William Gallas and Ledley King, you just wonder whether Spurs now may have a look at him. If you're an Arsenal fan, bad news in the Sun. Arsenal had to put back plans to play Thierry Henry in a reserve game against Sunderland today because they still haven't ratified his signing. But better news in the German publication Bild. They say that Arsenal's move to sign Lukas Podolski, the striker, could be back on after Cologne failed to agree terms with him over a new contract at the Bundesliga club. Now, I like this story in the Daily Star. Aston Villa want to bring back the former Spurs striker Robbie Keane to the Premier League from LA Galaxy. To be fair, it's actually a story that first came out over the weekend, but it's since been confirmed by Alex McLeish at Villa. We've got two stories in the mail for you. First, they say that QPR want to sign the Blackburn defender Chris Samba for £6 million. The mail also say that Spurs want to sign the promising West Ham centre-half James Tompkins. I was at Spurs last night. Great win for them, but a lot of injuries. They do need cover at centre-half. You're watching Football Spy, sponsored by our friends at the Car Giant Renner. Time for your messages, and on the Football Spy pad, we've been inundated since we started yesterday. Going to start with YouTube today. Zulfi Kachara wants to get some Arsenal issues off his chest. He says Arsenal desperately needs some defenders. Vermaelen's the only one who is reliable. Would love to see Leighton Baines or Ali Sissoko on their way to the Emirates Stadium. Also, Alex from Chelsea, he'd be a great signing, but I wonder if Wenger is too stingy to bring him in a bit harsh. Phoenix Assassin thinks Wolves need to sign another striker. He says we rely too much on Fletcher. Kevin Doyle is hardly scoring goals, so a striker for Wolves is needed. Lots of nice messages on here, thank you very much. The Black Maker wants a striker, Edin Dzeko, out of Man City, and he wants Edinson Cavani at Napoli in. Both good players for me, but I think I'd stick with Dzeko. Number one Mackham wants to know more about the striker Papi Cisse, who's been linked with a move to Sunderland. Well, he's a 26-year-old Senegalese international who plays for FC Freiburg in Germany. His goals record very good. He scored 39 goals in 67 appearances for his club, and he looks set to play up front for his country at the African Cup of Nations alongside Newcastle's Demba Ba. That looks a very good front line to me. Newcastle already had a look at him, to be fair, and Spurs have also run the rule over him. He wouldn't come cheap though, upwards of £14 million being talked about for him. Dilbert276 is asking if Fernando Torres is going back to Liverpool. I say no chance. That moment appears to have passed. King Zeus is a West Ham fan. He'd love to see either Jordan Rhodes from Huddersfield or Nicky Maynard from Bristol City at Upton Park. More papers for you. This is on the back of the Daily Record. We've got it here. It could be bad news for Villa. Could be good news for Villa fans. Bad news for Celtic fans because Rangers say, because the records say that Alex McLeish is considering a raid on Celtic for the South Korean playmaker Ki Sung-young. Now, the records say that McLeish is a massive admirer of the 22-year-old playmaker, one of his top transfer targets. The Newcastle Chronicle say that the Magpies are believed to be tracking the progress of Brighton and England under-21 defender Lewis Dunk. Sticking with Newcastle, the Mail say that Newcastle have been offered Juventus striker Vincenzo Iaquinta on loan. He'd be a good signing for them, but I wonder if his wages may be a bit too much. And interesting from the Manchester Evening News, they say that Everton are keen on the Man United and Republic of Ireland midfielder Darren Gibson. Now, before we leave you, reports coming into our office this morning suggest that QPR want to sign the Rangers goalkeeper Alan McGregor. More of that on the MirrorFootball website throughout the morning. But that's it for today. Rob and Steve are in the office waiting to update you on all of the breaking transfer news at mirrorfootball.co.uk. And our reporters are all around the country keeping you abreast of all of the latest breaking transfer news. Football Spy is back in the morning. I'll see you next time.